Okay, well, hello everybody, and welcome back to Hunter Ascended. This is episode 9 of our sevtech series. Hoping you guys are all enjoying it so far and keeping up. So, we've done a little bit, and I do mean a little bit in between, since episode 8. Hopefully, you guys watched it and enjoyed it. So, if you recall, we went to the Between Lands, it was quite successful, and we came back. Excuse me, I don't believe we did that much else besides kind of show you some of the tools and other bits and bobs, and I kind of explained after making the controller for Tinker's Construct, which where did we put it up? We put it up here. So after making the controller, how we were going to be coming down here, and we were going to make a space for the multi-block structure to go. So if I just kind of walk down here, show you guys what I did. I've got like a 30-minute video, I believe, like I'm going to be putting up on the Watch to Grind. I only started it on that video. It was taking forever. I got a bit bored. I wanted to watch a video while I was doing the same thing. So I just did the rest kind of off stream. But once I did it, I kind of just put some of the stone in where like all the other weird pieces were. And I put up a template for where we go. This is just a room by 25 by 25. I always need a central point myself, just to make things a bit more organised. And we're going to be showing you how the Tinker's Construct stuff is done. First off though, as the title says, we've got some new gear. So on our travels, if we kind of open up here, we had to go and get more cactus and stuff from the desert down here that we were. But we came across a water temple in the water. So any of you that kind of know anything about Minecraft at all should know what a water temple is. It's a big like temple made of like prismarine blocks and stuff like that underground, underwater, with guardians in. The problem is the guardians always tend to shoot you with this mining fatigue and stop you from mining stuff. But it's a very good place. If you kill the boss, you can get yourself a sponge. However, if you search the place around enough, you find a room that's full of wet sponges. Luckily, we managed to find it, and we've been drying them off. So now we've got sponges to be able to use. They're going to come in handy later, and I'll show you why. For now, that's where we're at with that. And while we were there, we also got ourselves quite a bit of this prismarine stuff. And the reason for it is I tried explaining in a previous episode that it's actually quite good when it comes to making tools out of it, especially early on. So we're actually going to make our armour out of the prismarine for starters. We will evolve it into bits and pieces, but I'll show you kind of why we're going to do that, and we'll get it making that now, because luckily we don't need to burn prismarine. We can make it just like this in the part builder. The only thing we do need this for, we're just going to be making some glass, because we're going to need it for the tanks. We're going to have to put some bronze in here. Essentially, we're going to make the armor plates out of bronze for now, for our armor. So we need 4 armor plates, and that's 3 each. So that's going to be 12 bronze we require, okay, people? So we'll just kind of split that up. There we go. Nice and easy. Hey presto, we put that in there. Switch it up a bit. Just like that, okay? So, just to kind of show you guys, the reason I'm going to use a prismarine is for a few things. So, as you can see, all you do to build it is you put this here, and you can use the parts like this just to make the pieces you need. In this case, we've actually upgraded the sword blade. The reason why is if you look at your weapon and you click control, it will show you each piece that's made. So as you can see, we have a bone tool rod, that's what that does for us. An iron sword blade, that stats for that, and the cactus wide guard, okay? Now, the iron sword blade only has an attack of 4. If we look at the aquamarine, sorry, the prismarine, I always say aquamarine, I don't know why, I think it's because of these blocks or something. Prismarine, if we look at the prismarine one, okay, it clearly has more damage. It also comes with more durability for us. And since we got a lot of it, we're going to be able to repair it probably until we get better material now. So we're in a good position with that. Also, if we come down here, we can kind of scroll down on the right. It's going to show us what this has. So this has jagged, okay, and aquademic, or whatever that is. So that just means your tool is not hindered by water and loves rainy events. So it uses it just like normal. However, the jagged is quite useful. So every point durability lost increases the damage of our tool. So I've made one of these now, and we're going to combine it, and then this will show you guys as well what I mean by you can switch out the items. It's very simple. What we do is we come over here to our tool bench. I'm just going to make sure that the stream is up and running. Everything's okay. I think it's all right there, guys. So we come over to our table, and we simply put this in the middle. If we place that tool there, it's going to tell us the stats left on that tool. It tells us our attacker, how many modifiers and the traits that are on it. All we do is we place a replacement part, okay, next to it. And then it's going to give us the option to take it out. So, for this tool right now, as you can see, we just take it off and put it back on. Our damage is going to go up to 9.7, okay, and the jagged damage is an additional damage because of the lost durability, all right, and we actually get more durability than what we had here, okay. I think what did we have here? Yeah, 361, then we're going to have 635. So overall, it's a lot better of a weapon, okay, and plus you get the extra damage. Now, for any of you that are smart and you've realised that that don't quite add up, and when I mean that don't quite add up, if you look at that, that's 6.2, okay. If we look at this, it's 4. Sorry, the iron part gives us 4, okay. So you might be thinking, well, wait a minute, you know, thinking, but if you look at it, it's going to add onto it, so it's got an extra 2.2, so it goes up to 9.7, all right. So that's how that works. It does just kind of scale upwards quite clearly. So yeah, we're going to make that. Now we have ourselves a weapon that's going to do some decent damage. And you also have to remember, we've got the cactus on that, which gives us a spiky, which means 200% of this damage will go back to what's ever attacking us, which means we're going to become a boss, okay? We can attack things properly now. We don't have to worry too much about things going haywire or anything like that. So yeah, while we were down there, obviously we got some like other few bits that we just need to kind of put away safely. We'll put that prismarine away just for now. Okay. So here we have our bronze. We're going to take this. Alright. We're going to need to switch these out. Alright. So as I mentioned before, we obviously have our book related to the armory. Okay. Here is where you'll learn, you know, you will have to spend a bit of time yourself reading this to understand what you want out of this, right? There's so many different combinations. I can't tell you a perfect way. There isn't a perfect way. All I know is a way that I can kind of work in myself in my own head. So, essentially, you've still got certain materials. As we go further, we'll unlock better materials, and obviously we don't have access to all of these right now. Once we do, is like iron, for example. Now, a few things you need to look at is your durability and your defense, okay? Now, the defense and durability will be multiplied by this here, okay? So this is the modifier for our durability and everything. And then we have a toughness. Now, iron's not that great. If you look at iron plates, it doesn't provide any toughness, okay? Which means we won't have an additional thing. Some people that aren't familiar with this mod won't have a clue what toughness is. It basically, think of it as another form of resistance. So you have your armor, which is your protection, then you have a resistance, the toughness of the armor, to stop and negate damage, basically. It obviously will be capped at a certain level, but it does exist there, okay? So that starts at 0, and it only has like a 0.85, which is a negative modifier. So it's going to be negative durability on our tool compared. So it's not great. So you're kind of looking for a mid ground. And at the moment, one of the best ones we can do is bronze. And there's a reason for that, and I will be showing you guys, because you can improve your armor's toughness with a polishing kit. However, essentially, the toughness of the polishing kit that you make cannot be less than the toughness of your original actual material used. So anything over 1.25 toughness on a polishing tool will still be added onto our actual equipment, which is what we're after. If we had a high toughness, anything below wouldn't actually add, which is why we want a decent, but like a little bit toughness, but a little low. But the best part about the bronze is the multiplier as well. It's going to be 1.1 for us. So we're going to make all our plates for our 4 pieces out of this. That's basically the reason for that. We're going to be using the prismarine, because as you can see, it's a lot higher durability and a hell of a lot more defense for us, okay, compared. It also will give us aqua, okay, which means we're unhindered by water, so we can move properly in water. And it gives us rust, which means damages attackers on contact based on durability. Alright, so it's got quite a few good bonuses going on with it. Alright, and that's what we're going to be using for. But as you can see, even though it's good for a car, plate-wise, it's very bad. It's minus durability, a little bit of toughness, but it's very bad in that case. Alright, and the last bit we will be using is for our trim. It's got to be bone, guys, and there's a reason for this. Bone, as a plate, has got a bit of durability. Now, the trim isn't that great. It doesn't really give you too much. You just want a decent amount of durability, and it's the trait that you're after. In this case, we want this. makes your armor tougher, right? Which obviously, as it says, is going to make our armor tougher. So depending on what toughness we'd normally get, this is going to add a little bit of a multiplier on. Now it won't be as big now, maybe at 5-10% extra, but obviously later on when you get really good armor, if you've got a bone trim and you've got certain things added to it, it will add up and it can get you a decent amount of extra protection, which is what we're going for. All right, like I say, this episode's called New Gear for a reason. We're going up in the world, people. You know, like I say, if you're looking at doing like a similar way, because I think this is probably one of the best armors we can get at this stage in the game. Really, it will just be the case of get yourself a boat, go find yourself a water temple, go down there. It's a bit difficult. My best strategy is to build loads of doors, because if you place a door underwater, it creates a 2x2 step that you can go in to breathe, and that's what I do. And plus I mine stuff while I'm out of the water at first, because to get them, it's really tough while you're underwater, if anyone knows, obviously. So what we're going to be doing is we need to make ourselves the plates out of the bronze. So we're just going to pour this. We're just making the armor now, and then we're going to actually make the smeltery downstairs, and I can introduce you guys to that and how that all works. But for now we don't really need it. For now we can just get away with this. And just one more after this one. Oh, put that back down, thank you. And that should use up the rest of that, thanks. Nice and easy. Also, like, this is a one you can do early on. You don't actually need like your smeltery or anything. You don't really need it straight away. I mean, you can just make your armor out of this. The only thing you need to be able to make your armor is this over here, which is an armor station. All right, and it's not very difficult to make. Okay, so we just type in station. Right, we have tool station, which you know how to make by now, and then if you click the armor one, it's simply similar recipe, but with 4 around it instead. And you have to build this if you want to actually build yourselves the armor. As you can see, each piece requires the core relevant to the piece, a trim, and the plate. Alright, so we have our 4 plates now ready to make it. If we click shift, it's going to say modifier 1.1 durability and 1.25 toughness. That's what we want, people. We can come over to the part builder. Like I said, prismarine doesn't need to be smelted. So what we're going to do is we're going to make ourselves our core for each one of them. Alright, so that says 4. Okay, as you can see here, it's going to give us this. Alright, it's going to be very nice protection for now. That's the main part about this. It's the protection that's going to give you, as well as the water aspect. Like, it makes it easier to acquire more prismarine actually for us. So yeah, that's the aqua speed on it as well. Okay, so there's all the 4 pieces that we need. Right, and you'll be able to see in our armor, this is going to be better than diamond armor, this, guys. Okay, one thing I think I will show you guys is, even though this is modded Minecraft, you can get armor that is like 5 times stronger than diamond. There is one problem, is vanilla Minecraft configuration and everything like that is blocked to only let you get damage protection of like 1.5 times diamond armor protection, which means essentially if you think like them armor bars is 20, okay, it's basically like 20 defense, so it's capped at 30 defense. So no matter, even like most of these mod packs, we can get armor that gives us like 100 protection, and if you're combining that with other mods like the astral sorcery protection as well, it multiplies and you can get protection that's ridiculous. But because of the cap, it will never let you have it, so it almost kind of feels like pointless of making it. There is, however, a decent mod that you can add to your mod pack called Attribute Fix, and that allows you essentially to get as strong as you want. It's not like, oh, it's just going to give you everything, but it essentially means that you can use the other mods the way they're intended to be used. Okay, right? If you look into it a bit more, you know, it'll make sense. But I can also show you guys in a later episode in the series how just to get that quickly and what it actually is, or maybe I'll do a separate video so you know. Okay. It's very easy to put it into the file as well. You know, it's the same, similar on Twitch and other things like that. So I can always show you that at a later date. But yeah, that's one of the things I just wanted to point out to you guys, because some of you might be making stuff like this and go, well, how come mine's not showing up like yours? That's all it is. It's just because of that one factor. Okay. So what we're going to do is we've done that. Now we want to get ourselves some bones, because like we said, we've got to have bone trims. Okay. 1, 2, 3. think that might be enough. I think it may be one material. I'm not 100%. Let me double check. We'll find out, won't we? Armour. Okay. So as you can see, it's going to give us a bone one and the skeletal. Okay. So yeah, there we go. We've got 4. So now what we can do, guys, we can come over here and we're very simply going to add our bits. Okay. And as you see, once we've added it, okay, we've got our durability over here in the top right, our defense and our toughness. Now, the toughness is only meant to be 1.25, but as you can see, it's already at 1.88. Okay. Armor starts out a little bit different. You only get 1 modifier. It's very tricky armor, just because it's so hard to level up, and it does tend to be a bit tedious. But we'll show you ways once we get better materials on how to level that up as well later on, without having too many costs in the matter. We can also actually add mending to these armor pieces later, but that's in the next stage once we unlock modifiers. For now we can't do that, so we're just gonna have to settle for this. But if you kind of hover over now, it will show you need 100 XP for the first level, and it's going to show you all the other little bits and bobs. It also says when on head, we've got the armor toughness, but look, we've got the extra swim speed as well, and each piece is going to have the swim speed. So that's where we're going with that for now. Okay. So we've made that. We just want to make this. Each piece obviously is just going to continue on same type of thing. And there we have it, guys. So now we have our armor. So watch our armor bars now at the bottom. What we're going to do is we're going to put it on. Okay. Oh wow, it really isn't actually that great compared to Thingy just yet. Interesting. The defense should be higher as far as I'm aware. It's not. Obviously they do change things from model to model. Well, let me check, because last time I made my armor out of this, and I would just wonder if it's got more protection. So I made it out of the magma. That's why, yeah, so the magma does have more defense, that's what it is. So yeah, this is what we'll be making it out the next time as well, because it's going to be the magma. It is got a bit more defense, so you will have better defense than the diamond. And it also has this, which means you can repair yourself in fire, which means you can damage and gain XP by sitting in fire without damaging your armor, which is good, because you need it a lot later on. So that's kind of like the little tricky method towards it. Okay, people? We're not going to need this armor anymore. We're literally just going to get rid of it. But this, it might seem like, oh, it's not quite as good, but you've also got to remember you've got the toughness with this, which means you take a little less damage on top. And these are all upgradable, all right? Later on, eventually, I don't know what age we get diamonds, but when we eventually get a diamond, people, we can just add a diamond to this, and it will increase its defense and toughness altogether. So as we gain more things, we will be able to make this a lot more better. But for now, this is what we got. I'm quite happy with it. It's going to give us a decent amount of swim speed in that. But we're not finished, people. Remember me talking about toughness? Okay, so that's the toughness level there. That can be quite important. If we press E, okay, and we're going to type in polishing. Right? So, part of Tinker's stuff is you can improve a tool or armor in this case by polishing it and combining it with a polishing kit. Now, depending on what you make the polishing kit out of, as you can see here, you've got an armor toughness level. So as I said before, if we were to say add flint to a piece of this, the toughness would not change, because the base material of toughness on this tool, or this armor for example, is already 1.25, so it cannot increase because we're not adding anything to it. It's a lesser material. But luckily, because this is so low, what we can add to it so far is a few things. Anything even a slight bit above will stick as a permanent thing. So, straight away, we can actually make ourselves some prismarine polishing kits, and that's going to be 2. So that's 0.75 additional protection that's going to give us on these. And then we've also got the skeletal, remember, which is going to add, right? We also then have sponge, which is why we're happy we got sponge from that earlier on. Sponge is very good. It's 5 toughness, which is going to be an entire 3.75 above. So if this still works the way it used to, we can continually add these to the tools to put our toughness through the roof, okay? Later on, we get even better ones. We've got slime ones here, yeah? Look, slime polishing kit, different one. that bronze one's the same, obviously. Then we have silver. Later on, we've got obsidian, which is like 3.5. We get steel, which is another 4.5, and other things. So it works, you know, accordingly with the scale. First thing we need to do, which we didn't do earlier, is we need to get ourselves a polishing kit. So because it kind of looks similar to other circles, click it and then see what it says. So as we can see, it says polishing kit. So now we can come over here and we have access to the polishing kit, okay? So what we are going to do for now is we're going to make ourselves 4 of them, just like so. We're also going to get ourselves the sponge. Like, this is why it's really good to find these things, because sponge is such a good use. I mean, just to kind of show you guys as well quickly, if we actually get armor, a sponge can be quite useful in tools, I believe, as well. Like if we click, look, sponge. So durability is through the roof. It doesn't have a lot of defense, unfortunately. And you might be thinking, why did I not put it as plates? As you can see, it's got huge durability, huge toughness. The reason for that is because once that's at 5, that means our base material is 5 and it's as high as it goes, which means if we add these plates, it doesn't work, people. It's a bit of a workaround. So because the other one starts at 1.25, as you'll see, it should let us constantly add anything. So we're going to add these, which are 5. So that means it should add to our tool 3.75 additional on each one. And the base is still classed as 1.25, which means we can add so many more towards it. And that's the reason behind it, okay? So it's not like a mistake or anything. It was on purpose, all right? As long as it works, that is. If it wasn't, it was a mistake, and don't worry. But it should work, guys. It should work. I believe to do this, what you need is you're going to need sand. Okay. Oh, I have just realised something. No. I have just realised something, people. Damn it. Do we not have enough? No. Okay, what we're going to do quickly is, I think over here we've got some iron in the water. Plus, because we got this one, we should be able to swim pretty fast. Oh, wow, yeah, we are swimming faster. So, basically, people, I think this is still going to be affected, yeah, it is. But we can just grab a bit, we just need a bit, we don't need too much. We'll go down here, actually. We've got our little place down here, nice. Okay, so, yeah, essentially, the problem with the armour is you can't... Oh, wait a minute, we can't add modifiers yet. We might not be able to add this toughness until the next stage. Oh. See, it's what I forgot, it's classed as it might be classed as a modifier, which could be locked behind the age, people. If it is, it's just something we will be doing next episode, so it's not a huge thing, but we're just going to kind of see while we go ahead. I would like to be able to do it now, just so we've got the extra protection. But it's not a huge deal, really. It really isn't. We just need the stuff, to be honest with you guys. So, we need enough iron, because we can't add modifiers without actually having an armour forge station, I think it is. So it's basically just an armour station, but with metal legs. It's very similar. We're going to make a tool station, but a forge tool station or something like that, as well. And that itself is going to allow us to make a few additional tools, which I will be introducing you guys into maybe next episode, because we're going to get the forge set up now, and then off camera we'll go and get a load of ores and stuff like that and make it a bit more organised, so we don't have to do this again. But yeah, this is what we're going to do just for now, okay? We'll swim back up. We are like a fish now, aren't we? Fishy. Okay. Alright, and then we go back to walking slow. When we do get modified, we will be adding ourselves a redstone to these armors once we get them leveled up, so don't be worried about that. Hey, let me. Thank you. Okay. So, we... Can we turn them back into... I'm just kind of thinking, guys, if we're actually able to turn them back into blocks or not. Can we? Like, let's just quickly check. Iron block. That's the only way. Alright then. Or you can do it on a metal press. Yeah. So we'll have to melt. We're gonna have to melt some of this back down. We don't need to make the ones we've already got. What is it? It's 36, right? Yeah, I think it's 36. We'll switch these around. Though we're not just going to be waiting for this to do, we're just going to kind of go and focus on the actual construction of the thing now. Okay, I want to show you guys how we actually go about making this controller. Okay, I know we went a bit off topic there, but we've got our armor, as you guys can see. Okay, we also have a load of these bricks, which we will be using. You know what we don't have down there yet? There we go. We don't have a crafting table. Well, station. We'll make a station. We always make stations. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to come down here. Yeah, here. Why not? Just like so. Okay. So we're going to be having ourselves a big smeltery. But that's not what you require straight away if you need to. So if we go to the materials and new, okay, we got smeltery. This kind of shows you a basic size. Now a basic size is a 3x3 version, which is this. You can make it quite customizable depending on what your requirements are. As you can see, this has got lots of extra tanks for storage on fuel, which is lava. You know, and it's different like ways that we can go about this. If you really, really wanted to, you can make a very tiny version. What we're going to do is just going to make 16 of these quickly. I know I'm going to want a few drains. So we're going to 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 will give me 4 on one side and 5 on the other. Yeah, we'll make any additional ones that we're going to need. You are going to need yourself a casting table. Okay, so you're going to need at least one of these. Right, you're going to need yourself the basin, which you've kind of already seen us use the porcelain versions of these, so it's not too big of a deal. Okay. You're going to need yourself a faucet to go on your drain, which will let you drain the stuff out. Okay. So the simplest, basic one that you could ever possibly do with these, which would be tiny, would be this. We'll have to do it on a 1 block. 1 second, just let me. Yeah, it would literally be this. I don't ever recommend doing this, but if you just had to, okay, what you'd do is you would grab yourself a drain. Okay, you need the drain obviously to be able to drain out whatever you're gonna be doing. All right. This and one thing we need, which is a tank. Okay. The tank holds the liquid, which is just, I believe, this. There we go. We get a third tank, just like that, bit of glass in between. So if you do it right, like this, you will get yourself this fire. This is the smallest you can basically do. All right, and all it is, it will let you put 1 block in at a time. Essentially, the reason you want this bigger is because you can put more in at a time and burn at once, just to be able to process things a lot quicker. As you can see, this would work if we put lava in here. Okay, it will work. I'm not, it's not a joke. So if we put lava in here, yeah, and we grab a bit of iron, it's got to cook it for us. What we'd do is we put a faucet there, yeah, and we'd just dig into the floor and put whatever we wanted, the casting basin or this. That is the simplest version. Okay, essentially what you'd do is you'd scale this up by 3, so you'd basically on the floor you'd have a 3x3, and then you'd make sure you surround it with all this stuff at least. Okay, so you can use as many of the blank ones, but you'd need obviously at least 1 drain and 1 of these to be able to actually feel what you're doing. All right, that's why we do it. Okay, as you can see, it's just going to burn away. It'll tell you how much lava you have in the back. All right, and there we go, we've got 1 ingot in there, and as you can see, that's it. So that's the simplest one. As I'm sure you can tell by the hole in the floor, I don't do simple. Alright, we're going to make a nice big one, so we got it for the future and everything's all done and that. So we're going to start, as you can probably surmise by what we did before, with a load of these bricks. Okay, just like so. Okay, then we put the controller next to this. We are going to put some more bricks just here. This is our main interface part. And we're going to have 4 drains. Alright, just here, 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 and here. And just up top, we're going to have another one. So we're going to have ours going at 2 high for now. So you can essentially just put normal bricks around the top bottom part, because you want this just to be at, you know, a decent height for you, really. I hope I've got enough. It's a big project, the one we're doing. Okay. At the back, I tend to put tanks. So you can customize this as much as you want. I don't tend to use more than this myself, just because I don't find it necessary yet. So yeah, what we're gonna do is we're gonna do that, and then we've got our drains. So on one side we're gonna have nothing but drains here, and eventually we'll get nothing but drains on this side as well. Okay. As you can see, because we've already got this bottom part sorted and we have everything we need, it's functional. Because it'll be functional as long as it's a closed circuit like this, and you have a tank. That will allow you to basically interface with it properly. But now, as you can see, we've got all of this square. So you get 1 square per square space in here. So we get 25 on this bottom one. Now this second one's not been done yet, but once we do, that will be 50. And then all we have to do is add another layer of bricks on top to add another layer of 25. So you can get it really, really good. And if you really wanted to, you could build it like gigantic, but it's a bit overkill. I mean, this is a huge version of this anyway. You know, I'm not gonna lie, it's a bit overkill itself. So, you know, you can put these next to it. You'd put your where'd it go? One still floating there, just chilling. You know, you'd put your thing here, and then we right click it just like you've been doing with the melter. Okay, so it's not too special. Do we have any more of this up here just before I kind of think about finishing this? I'm not 100%. No, we don't. So as is again off camera, we will be making a bit more just to kind of optimize it. Just because what we're gonna want at least is that and another one of these. So we want these done. Okay. Just like so. We need faucets for each of them. So that's 3 faucets. And basically this is just a huge version of the melter, but this also lets you combine alloys inside instead of having to use like other means. Like at the moment we had to use that kiln, the alloying kiln up here, okay, if you remember, to make bronze we have to put all the stuff in here. But we are now actually going to be able to, down there, do it a different way and a better way, essentially. Because we can just put the right ingredients inside, and that's classed as alloying, and that will basically allow us to construct what we're after. Okay? So that's just going to kind of burn away a little bit while we're finishing off this. Okay? We can probably just do, there we go, that's one just there like that. Obviously we've got casting basins here, so as you can see it's just going to work away. It'll make like a huge pool. You can see the inside there. Okay, if you drop something in here I believe it will actually interact as well, so you've got to be a bit mindful of that. Okay, so we have our little pieces. How many drains do we need on this side to finish it? 4. We might be able to get 4 drains out, guys. Let's have a look. Yeah, we should. There we go. Okay. And that's that. Just like so. And now if we go to this interface, it's got a lot more. I know it's a bit hard to tell when it's not got stuff in there, but it has got a lot more. You'll notice this works a lot quicker, simply because it doesn't have to wait. Okay? It works a hell of a lot quicker than the melter, and you can do a lot more with it. Alright? So this is the smelter, basically. Okay? It's a huge multi-block structure, very customizable. The only thing I will say, you can mess with the shape a little bit, but it kind of has to be a square or I believe a rectangle. You can't do funny shapes, alright? So just keep that in mind if you're thinking, oh, I'm going to do and build it into this aesthetically pleasing mountain or something in a weird shape. You can't. It does have to be a specific way. Alright, what we'll do is we'll grab that just because this is a lot quicker than the other one. Did it? Did it? And there we are, people. That's all going, working perfectly fine. You know, I just kind of want to see because I don't know if I did properly. Yeah, it's all working fine. I don't have a second screen yet, you see, guys, so I just kind of use my mobile phone at the moment to keep track of what's going on the stream. Because I'm streaming it at the same time, simply because Twitch's recording system and software works a lot better for me size-wise. Like it compresses it into a different type of download format and that, so the file just doesn't take up as much space, and it means I can actually upload it a lot quicker to YouTube, which is obviously a positive. Okay. So guys, that's this done. Okay. So hopefully you guys can see that. You know, obviously keep referring to that book, it's very helpful. There are lots of little nips and tricks that you can learn. I can't show you everything, it would take a completely, you know, hours to be able to show you every aspect of it, but you kind of learn it yourself as you're going along, alright? So yeah, it's a fun little aspect of it, and that's why you see I needed that big room, because we're going to have things around that, and if we were to try and squeeze that in here, it'd be taking up all the space, as I'm sure you can see. What we're going to do is we're going to make ourselves, there we go, another armory stand. We're just going to test whether we need to be on the next stage for this or not, because the polishing doesn't actually class as a modifier most of the time, you see, people. So I am I am thinking whether it will or not. So essentially, to make this, if we've unlocked it, like honestly we might not have unlocked it, we're gonna find out now. This is the recipe to make it. Ah, we have. Okay, and we get an armor forge instead of an armor station. All this will get moved down near the smeltery as well, in between episodes, guys, because we'll have like all our metal production and everything down here in a chest or something over here, just so it's more organised and makes sense, because that's where it all goes. And as you can see, it takes a bit of space up this. So, time to see if this works or not. I am so hoping. No. Damn it! Ah! So, that is something, as you can see, it's a valid modifier, hence why it's telling us you cannot apply any of sort of modifiers and all that at this progress. So, looks like we have to settle for this. The second we get to the next stage, though, I will be able to kind of show you it all, and we can delve into that properly. Oh, a little bit bummed out. That's okay, we'll just put that stuff back there for now. We still do have our, you know, pretty decent armour. We'll get leveled up and we can add more modifiers and other things like that to it. It's going to be pretty good. And in the next era, once we get to the Nether, we will be making the magma one. It is a little tricky to get done. We're going to need a lot of slime. Luckily we have slime islands. I just need to try and get up to one. I might go to the between, build our way up there, you know, and get that sorted out properly. But for now, that's what we've got done. We'll put this stuff away. Just leave that there for now, not a biggie. Okay, and we can put these up there, out the way. No, up there where I want you to go. Thank you. Alright. We got a bit more that going on there. Not too bad. Oh, you know one thing we can do? We've got a bit of gold from the thing. Obviously, you get some gold from the monument itself. Where is our mallet? There it is. Let's just go beat up some of this into plates, I believe we need. Okay. Game. That ain't right, math. Oh, it's behind us, okay. Just thinking that's not correct. Where does it go? It's a bit weird. It's kind of travelling behind us, isn't it? There we go. So, as with like the copper chest, I believe I showed you guys, you can upgrade chests and other things like that. And one of the things we are going to need to do is this. We have to upgrade them. We can also upgrade our backpack a little bit as well too, now people. So, up here we have the copper chest, which is this. Okay, we have the normal chest, which is that, and then we've got like, you can make a gold one, which is a lot more better. Okay, very simply, is you get yourself a chest, and you surround it with gold plate. Okay, and now we have ourselves a very big chest. So we put this over here. Okay, it's a lot more than what the other one was. Okay, it's not going to be up the pages, but this is it for now. So there's like a normal chest. So it kind of works as 3 chests in one. Yeah. They won't connect to one on that side, which makes it rather useful for us. We're going to kind of store like all the plant stuff in that inside one of these on the outside near other plant stuff, and we'll organise things a bit better. We'll use these for metal stuff. Later on you can get diamond chests, which are just huge, and other things like that, which we will kind of be delving into ourselves as well. For now, as I said, we can actually upgrade our backpack. So if we now go to type in the improved backpack, as the upgrades as we did with the stone now, if you look, we have iron, yeah, and we have the gold. Alright, the only issue is you have to kind of upgrade them all the way from here. So we're going to need to make 2 of these, 2 of these, 2 of these, 2 of these, and then 1 of them, okay? So it just requires a few bits and bobs. I do believe though we have most of it. I'm just hoping we've got enough leather, to be honest with you. But we do have our, I hope he's still alive anyway. We've got our little guy outside, alright? That we're going to hope is alive and well and not dead. Did say hope. Alright. So all we do is we very easily click this like this. Then we need wood 1, and a wood 1 obviously is just a log, so we need 6 logs. So 1, 2, 3. Alright. So we'll make ourselves 2 of these. Then we have our stone ones, so let's just give it 3 stones. So 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. Nothing too crazy difficult. I do believe up here we've got some of these iron ingots, yeah. So all we do, we're going to need 1 iron to upgrade it from stone to iron, but we also need to turn one of these iron ones into a gold one, the next upgrade. So if we press E, we can take our backpack off because we've got it on our hotbar there. Now it's here, all we very simply do, if we put up here with the previous upgrade, so that one there is going to upgrade if we hold shift. Okay, you can kind of see it, and then we add the gold into it. So this has just added another 2 levels for us, people. So now, what we do is we're going to put it back there, so it's out of the way, press 1, and hey presto, an extra 2 space. So now it's basically like having a double chest around with you. Alright? It's going to come very it's going to be very handy later on. We kind of keep these on us to repair our tools as we go along. We've got our books here. I'm going to keep this stuff here. I believe, people, once we get, I think this is like what, the 4th upgrade? I think the diamond level's the final one, and I've enabled the thing, so eventually when we get the diamond one, if we die, we will keep our backpack. Okay? So it's just a nifty little trick that we can do. Alright? We could set it so that we get it from straight away and always keep it, but I think that would be a bit cheating, that. I think by the time we eventually get it upgraded to diamond, that's fair enough to be able to keep it, you know. For now, though, I think it'd be a bit overpowered if we were to do that, so that's the thought process behind that, guys. What we're going to do is we're going to go put the leather back. Luckily we had enough. I knew we had enough, it's okay. Didn't, it's alright, don't mention it. So, like we say, so this far we've just upgraded ourselves a load of this bits and bobs. Okay, we're going to go get some slime and that, but we'll do that in between our episodes. There's no rush or anything for that going on right now. One of the things I did want to show you was this stardust. So we're going to need this to continue on, alright? It's a fact. So if we actually press L and come down, as you can see, the grey area is down here. We have to get to this point to be able to go to the Twilight Forest, and then we have to do a lot in the Twilight Forest, kill lots of different bosses, find them, just to be able to get to this point here. For now, we need to do this, which is a piece of constellation paper. Alright, so we just type in paper. As you can see, constellation paper is right here. So you just want a basic one with nothing there, right? You can only acquire this of 2 ways, yeah? First way is you need rock crystals, which I'm going to go show you how to get now. Aquamarine, we know how to acquire them, and some gold, and a parchment paper, alright? Parchment paper is a little easier to make now. We don't have to go through all that mixy stuff. You can put your luminous crafting table down, people, and we can create 4 pieces just like this. and we already know how to make paper from pulp. Alright, so it's a bit more effective that way. Okay, first off, you need to know how to get rock crystals. So rock crystals spawn in the world just like any other ore. It's not night time, okay. Thankfully we've already kind of found some over here. We've got it marked on that. Okay. And they spawn like this here, so if you can see, it's like a rock with the white crystals popping out of it. That's it. That's all it is. Okay. So under there somewhere, you've got to have the rock crystal ore, which we need. Now, here's another thing. The only way to get Stardust so early on is when you find these. For some reason, if we destroy this, hey presto, it drops Stardust. We press usage on the Stardust, okay? You need it for quite a few things. Most importantly is you need it to be able to start getting things done when it comes to this astral sorcery and other business like that. Alright? Info accessories. Oh, cool. But yeah, that's basically why we need this, okay? We know it was just down here, so what we need to do is we need to kind of just dig down. I know for a fact that this is quite low down, people. So we'll take a good minute or so to actually dig down. But yeah, rock crystals normally are really difficult to acquire because they spawn like 1 or 2 and they're at like bedrock. You have to wait until night time to see like this little sparkle above ground. And it is a pain actually on other mods. It's a little easier on this just because everything spawns in big veins. And luckily for us, it's no different when it comes to your rock crystals, okay? So we're just going to keep ourselves going down. Although I do, like I said, I imagine we'll be going probably pretty much to the bottom. Tends to be where you get find them. I'm hoping it's not going to be slightly off and we're going to have to use any tools or anything. But we'll find out, people. We will find out. Keep going round in circles. Just to let you guys know as well, you know, I feel like this has been going good so far, this series. For me, like kind of creating it, I'm starting to find it a little easier as I get used to how I have to upload and other things like that. I'm still trying to get the Twitch going at the same time as expand YouTube. But one of the people that follow me at the moment mentioned, you know, another mod pack, and I'm willing to, like I said to you guys, you know, I'd take advice, no matter what, where it's coming from. You know, if it's something maybe someone mentions, I will look into it, and I'm going to look into this when I've got a bit of spare time because it can't harm anyone to see what it's like. If I think it's a good thing, then I can make a series out of it. Then I will. You know, maybe we'll alternate the days. So like one day we'll have our sevtech episode, the other it would be the the alternative one. So yeah, that's kind of where we're at with it. You know, we're gonna kind of just see how it all goes. See where we can get to with it. Yeah. You know, I hope that sounds good. Sounds like a plan. We kind of need to. Cool, we got lava here, people. If you didn't notice. Although it's a light source, so not hating. Although we ain't going over it. Damn. Opposite way, dude. Apparently we are going over it. Let's go this way. What are you doing? You're gonna hurt yourself. Look at you doing. Look at you doing. You see what I mean by the cactus? It's a great thing. It's a great thing, guys. Ooh, so lava, eh? Yes, we know you're angry. The fact that we got lava there, people, that's a bit of a helpful thing. We can come and get lava easier now next time we need it. Where was, like, so if we just keep circling here, basically, we'll hopefully find it. Like, so I mean, we're actually, so that, we must be quite low already. The fact that we've got some lava there. just keep going down, see maybe we can find it. I'm hoping it doesn't like actually ever mess up, or like I do think it can actually spawn like slightly off from where it can be. Which is, look, there's bedrock and we ain't finding it right now. Let's dig in one direction a little bit. See, it's like whether lava maybe kind of went over it or not. We don't know how this all works. If not, I already know where another piece is and we can go and acquire some, but it just doesn't mean digging down again. Maybe this time we should bring our tools, eh? You know, the ones that are designed to help us find it. It would be a good plan, what do you reckon, guys? Bring the tool that's meant to be there to do what we're trying to find. I'll just kind of dig up a bit while we're here. And see what we can find quickly. The thing is, it was only one, so I mean, it's like whether it's actually 100% on this version of the actual mod pack or not. I'm not 100% sure. Let's keep digging. Because I mean, here we are, but I don't see the rock crystals, and you know, very likely just could be slightly off, like to here, you know. We'll just have a quick look, that's all. Might not be able to find any just now. What I'll probably do is just dig down, make sure we find some. But it's just like a normal ore, so it's not like we're missing out on anything, people. It really is just like a normal ore. So this is directly where it should be, but evidently didn't want to pop up there. Okay, it's not an issue. We're just gonna kind of climb out of this hole that we're in now, people. We'll get it done. So yeah, anyway, we got, that's how you get the star metal dust for now. Like I say, the rock crystal is just an ore that you pick up and it'll drop kind of like as if it's diamonds, where you've got like a couple that you can get from it. As you can see now, with these tools we're a little bit more effective in killing things. We don't have to worry too much really about what can attack us. Obviously if we get ganked up on it, it's still going to be dangerous, but the majority of the time I think we can handle any situation right now, which is the whole purpose of it. Let's just see, we'll just go around double clicking the bits and bobs, get rid of the stuff we've got on us. Up there. But we've gathered a bit of this already as well. I basically just picked up the ones that are far away when I've been on the travels and I've seen them, because we're not going to want to go and dig out them ones, are we? So yeah, I have put this on like the side video, but to prepare these like Tinker's tools, you just have to put it to a tool station. So if we take 2 bronze, come over here, place that, and just like that, put it repair. No issues. Okay. Has that got more damage now? What's going on? If we put that in here. Yeah, look, 1.95. So that's pretty decent. It's not too difficult. Yeah. So what we'll do is we can look at, most likely next episode is we're going to actually start going down this land and we're going to expand our astral sorcery stuff. So we have our table, which we are going to be putting on the back of the house here. Can we go sleep? If I can hear them zombie, it must be really close, so I don't know why it's letting me sleep, but I'm not going to complain. What we're going to do is we're going to go out here and slap him. Okay, so yeah, we're going to be building that at the back of this house here, guys, alright? Just go in and boss everything. Obviously, you still do take damage. As we get our armor stronger, it's not going to make as much of a difference. Go on, hit me. The best part, obviously, is while you're blocking with your shield and taking no damage, it still does a 200 damage. So, as I mentioned beforehand, it really is just a good way to be able to do it. And we're going to get experience as we go along with this as well. So yeah, it should continue to be quite fun. We've got our armour. As you can see, as we take damage, we've got like 12. So we're going to have to repair that eventually. We're going to wait though, because I think we get more damage output on this as well, because of the tough roughness or something. But yeah, what we're going to be doing is we'll be extending here. We're going to place our luminous crafting table here. I'll make a load of paper and that off camera, off the main episode, sorry. And yeah, we'll just kind of get ready to be able to delve right into this stuff, guys. I'll show you how this stuff works and how you get starlight, what you can use other things for, how we're going to use the resonator, because we are going to need that to activate the luminous crafting table. Because that's the goal now, you know, people. We need to just kind of move on and kind of rush through. We're not concerned too much about this, just a little bits and bobs. We'll run over that another time. But yeah, so that's the goal, I think, you know. This was episode 9, so on episode 10 we're going to kind of delve into the astral sorcery side of it. We're going to get, hopefully, to the point where we can get star metal within that episode. I will pre-build, well, not pre-build, but pre-acquire stuff to, you know, assist with that as much as possible next episode. And yeah, then we can actually get on with it. We'll craft this and we can hopefully get to the twilight the next episode. We might have maybe 1 or 2 episodes, guys, in the twilight, simply because it's a huge place. I will obviously explore places afterwards, but whenever I'm going in any of these dungeons or bosses, I'm going to do that on camera, especially in an episode, to show you guys how it goes. Now we've got some of this stuff as well, we can be a bit more assertive with how we go about it. I even might, because I think we are at a stage where we could probably make the Nether portal, I might look at making that just to get the better armor for now. But we'll probably just leave that until the next episode, because when we obviously get to this next stage, after doing a couple of more episodes, people, that's when it gets fun. Honestly, modifiers on your tools will get so much stronger. You know, we'll be able to kind of focus a lot more once we've become not invincible, but pretty damn tanky. That's one thing to say for sure. We'll be tanky. All right. So there's no doubt about that. Just kind of think anything we can kind of just cover over. We've got a few more minutes left. Oh yeah, just to kind of say, obviously these are the tabs for our ages, as you already know, I'm sure. Once we go to the Between Lands, you unlock achievements for them separately. You don't have to do these to advanced. However, this kind of shows you, because in each of the dimensions it's got its own kind of like, you know, quest line. So it's very good if you're kind of wanting to proper explore and go far in them places. So as you can see, we've done a few of these naturally just by getting the stuff we needed, but as you continue on, you get other stuff. I believe you can even get some decent tools from here as well. You can get farming and stuff like that, a fighter. It's going to show you how to make other things that are more relative to the Between Lands. Alright. You have herbalist, and then you got like a miner. Look, you can get the obtain a swift pick. I've got no clue what it is. Okay, find a way back by using caving rope and all this other stuff. Spelunking? I don't know. But yeah, you can kind of see how it is all going to work, and you can just kind of follow it along yourselves as well, you know, in your meantime. If you're not in a rush, you're not trying to show people, you just want to have fun. That's the whole point of it all, really, just to have fun. And we'll probably end up doing it once we've got ourselves a few more ages, just so that we can be set up better to be able to go into these places. We'll go into the twilight, we'll conquer that properly and other things like that. So yeah, I look forward to kind of going through that journey with you guys. You know, I'm hoping you are enjoying it so far. Just remember to like and subscribe to the channel, and if you are wanting to like watch me live when I do these episodes, because they go up on Twitch first after I stream them, by all means, you know, go to the description, you can find my link there. Just come over to my Twitch channel, follow me, and next time I go live you should get a notification, and hey presto, you know, you can join in on the journey with us. So yeah, that's all from me, guys. I shall see you in episode 10. Bye.